Happy Sunday. How are you guys doing today? So, for those of you who are in the PhD community, you may have noticed my little rant this morning. Yeah, sometimes when I see things like that online, I do a rant, and I will say my cortisol got up a little high. So, to bring it back down, I went and got a haircut. Nice and fun. But other than that, how are you guys today? Let's talk some proper human diet. And if you have any questions, ask away. Hey, Rose, or Betsy. I always get you too confused by your names. Hey, Anita. We have Dawn and Susan. Shiro Isake. Is that Japanese or? Oh, thank you. Oh, Star. Hey. Yeah, I have to learn or relearn, I should say, your guys' YouTube names and I'm horrible with that. Oh, magnesium low. Yes. Well, Star, I am half Japanese, so I love seeing names like that. It kind of, it's a little nostalgic. Thank you so much, Dawn. I'm actually trying to get the last bit of hair dye out of my hair so it doesn't look two-toned anymore. I think it looks silly, but I think I have about an inch or an inch and a half more to go, and then I'll be free of it. Hey, Rhonda. So nice of you guys to come. But yeah, I haven't done a live in my group all week. So if you guys have questions or just want to yak about something, I'm sorry I'm late. And thank you so much, Rhonda. You're so sweet. And I feel bad because I haven't done anything for YouTube either. And I have a whole notebook of stuff written down for videos that I'm going to do, and I haven't done anything. All right, we have a question. Why can't I make it up here? Or put it up here? Weird. Okay, so Don asked, do ketones fuel the intestines? Is that part of the reason you take a while to adapt? That's a really good question. And I don't know. I'm under the understanding that it's part of your gut bacteria. You've been eating a certain way for, a really long time. So your gut is pretty much populated with whatever gut bacteria from your normal consumed foods. Of course, if you eat a lot of sugar, then you're going to have a lot of candida in there too. And I know this because I had extreme candida overgrowth due to my plant diet. And so when I switched to carnivore and they started dying off, I had all kinds of reactions. I felt like garbage. I had diarrhea and everything. So I don't particularly think that ketones play a really huge role in your gut, but I do think that when you switch your diet and it's a bit on the extreme side, you're going to be experiencing not only the effects of switching your diet quickly, but also the gut bacteria that has been in there that is so used to you eating a certain kind of food, and suddenly you're giving it something completely different. And they're like, hey, wait a minute. Yeah, it's going to cause diarrhea and it's going to wreak havoc in there. Adapting, I think, is multiple parts. One of that of which your gut is adapting to what you're eating now. And then also your body is getting adapted to using fat for fuel instead of sugar. So there's some things going on in there. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure maybe our gut uses ketones in some way, but as far as adapting goes, that's probably what's going on. Stefan is a First timer, welcome. Thanks, Alice. This is actually one of the last Horde shirts that I can wear. I actually have a little pin right here because it's too big. Susan, does carnivore heal you cellular-wise? Absolutely. It does. Everything changes. Like when you go carnivore, genes that you had activated on the SAD diet or whatever diet you were on previously, if they were activated, carnivore could possibly shut them down and then turn on other genes. So I think on a cellular level, yeah, you're gonna heal. Thanks, Lowell. Where in Arizona are you? Hey, Allie, how are you? Betsy, do you think I need to switch up my magnesium? I use magnesium glycinate. It depends on what are you using the magnesium for, because there are a lot of types of magnesium. In fact, here, let me get out the book. This thing's a monster, but it is a very invaluable resource. So let's go to the magnesium page. And I have it marked because I look at it very often. So you let me know what you take the glycinate for, or if you're just using magnesium to use magnesium, then Dawn, yes, it does take a little while to switch from sugar burner to fat burner. But when you do, oh, is it a glorious thing? I can't even tell you. It's like you go from this fast fuel burning thing to a nice slow humming diesel engine. It's wonderful. You always have energy. The fiery night eating butter. Yeah, I had some before we started. This is the Mineral Fix. I hope it's not backwards for you guys. Maybe it is. It's by Dr. James D. Nicolantonio, the same guy who wrote the Salt Fix, which I absolutely love that book. So I kind of pick up his books because, well, he's a genius. He's got like 2 PhDs. Do a Google search on him, and he's very down to earth. And Dr. Berry's done a couple of videos with him, so check that out too. Let's see. Susan, what kind of magnesium would you take to lower your blood pressure? Excellent question. Let's see. So we have glycinate. I know that's good for sleep and muscles and relaxation. Threonate is good for your brain, ADHD. And cognitive impairment. Okay, malate is used for chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. Magnesium malate, because of the malic acid, also boosts ATP levels. Magnesium chloride is the best for digestion issues. Magnesium citrate, I know number 1, that is for constipation. It's also good, or it has also been seen to improve arterial stiffness. But be careful, too much will loosen your stools. Magnesium taurate is used for cardiovascular conditions. As taurine helps the heart to work properly, taurine can benefit congestive heart failure patients. Both magnesium and taurine have vascular protective properties. So taurate, that's magnesium with taurine. Magnesium arginate helps with vasodilation and blood flow thanks to the arginine, so that might be a good one. Magnesium ascorbate contains vitamin C. Large doses will make loose stools, so keep that in mind. Magnesium gluconate together with potassium is shown to benefit mitochondrial function. So that's gluconate. And then magnesium orotate. Sorry, guys. Is a magnesium salt. In patients with coronary heart disease, magnesium orotate improves heart function and exercise tolerance. It might be the best one for cardiovascular conditions. And magnesium oxide, but really nobody takes that. It's like the cheapest form. He says it has fairly low bioavailability compared to the other magnesiums. But it can cause negative side effects as it's not chelated and has poor water solubility. Just avoid that one. I never recommend that one. But yeah, this is from the Mineral Fix. Again, Dr. James D. Nicolantonio. I love his stuff, and I constantly got my face in one of his books. Okay, yes, Alice, you need that book. I mean, the information, I thought I knew a lot about magnesium, and then I started reading that book, and I didn't know as much as I thought I did. And it really shocked me, especially when he talks about what can happen if your magnesium has been low for like a really long time, and it's no bueno. Okay, let me make sure I didn't miss any. Where are the rest of my why can't I scroll? Okay, that's really annoying, guys. Okay, I had to just click another button. Okay, I'm all better now. So let me see where I was. Okay. Susan, did I get your question? Or do you have an idea of what you can take? All right, Star. Feels like The Walking Dead before I started carnivore. It was like suddenly waking up. I could tell when I made the switch. Yep. It only took a few days for me to start noticing a difference. And the number one thing was that my stomach no longer hurt when I ate. So Betsy has muscle spasms on the right side, just a rough night and a day with pain from muscle seizing up. Glycinate is good then. Just stick with that. Maybe take an extra. And also, you guys be sure if you drink a lot of caffeine, or for some reason you drink caffeine for that day, you're keeping up with your sodium and your magnesium, because those are the two things that get dumped when you ingest caffeine. Hey, Kayla, how are you? Okay, Teresa, how long does it take to go from sugar burner to fat burner? I've been carnivore for about a month. No sugar, just cream and 1 cup coffee a day. No weight loss yet. Okay, so this is going to be different for every single person. And the closer you are to zero carb, I believe, is the faster you're going to get to being a fat burner. Fasting also helps, but if you are not ready to fast for long periods, you should never force it. And the issue with that is it's harder to fast if you're not a fat burner yet or fat adapted. So you'll have to keep your fast pretty short, and don't push yourself to go through a fast. If you are hungry, please eat food. You got to eat food, because depriving yourself or restricting in any way is going to do you more harm than good. But if you can get like maybe a 10 or a 12-hour fast in, that's going to help you too. What's interesting is one of our tribe members, Russ, who I did an interview with, he actually took a year to get into ketosis. it wasn't because he was eating too many carbs or anything like that. It's just that's how long it took his body to get into ketosis. So everyone's different. We would we would all really like to become fat adapted right away, start burning through those ketones and dropping the fat. But it also depends on how much healing your body needs to do. And so I know it can get discouraging, but just try to have a little bit of patience and really notice other changes that are going on, because that's going to keep you on track and that's going to keep you motivated. And that's what it's about. We want to heal too. I mean, who wants to look great in a bikini but feel like hammered crap? I mean, if you're walking around like a half dead human being, but hey, my butt looks great. I mean, right, is that really what you want? But don't worry. I don't think the cream in your cup of coffee is hindering that. But if you want to try eliminating it for 2 weeks and see how you feel with no cream, then that's an unequal one you could try. It shouldn't take long. Usually it's about, I don't know, some people are fast like 4 weeks and some people are 8 weeks. Just wake up, eat the meat. You'll get there, I promise. Let's see. He does have good books. Dennis. I am still struggling with not eating enough protein and fat. I'm trying to get 180 to 200 grams protein. My ideal body weight is 230 to 245 at 6'4". Yeah, this can be hard. I came from the plant diet, and so I had some stomach shrinkage. Coming into carnivore, I could not eat one meal a day. I couldn't even eat 2 meals a day. I was more like 4 to 5 meals a day because I could only fit small portions in at the time, but I was so hungry that I ate multiple times a day. So I really wasn't overly concerned with getting my blood sugar down as I was re-nourishing my body. And if that means you have to eat 4 to 5 times a day to get those calories in, then that's probably your best way to go. I know gradually over time, my stomach did get bigger, and that went down to 3 meals, then 2 meals, and then 1 meal. Pretty soon, at your size, yeah, you're going to be eating like Dr. Baker. I mean, I think I just watched a short of his today on Instagram where he ate a 3-pound tomahawk in under 10 minutes. But I don't think he started off that way. So I bet with some time, you're going to be eating like that. So I would just get more meals in if you want to up that fat and protein. Yeah, Julia. I'm just trying to learn this stuff, and you know what? I find Restream is a little bit better than what's the other one? The Duck, StreamYard. But yeah, I like this. I like this a lot, and I don't know why I can't, for some reason, find the setting on YouTube for the chat to play back after the video has ended. So with Restream, here it is. Julia, does your tattoo represent a Thunderbird? No, it's called The Web of Weird. start, no, the book is not expensive at all. In fact, I was really surprised, especially when I saw the page count at over 700 pages. And I will say that I do believe a big chunk of pages, like 100 and something pages, is all cited papers. Like he cites everything. If you want to double check his work, he has got everything listed. It's insane. How to keep up with magnesium. I drink a lot of coffee. You might find this funny, but I set an alarm. I have an alarm that goes off at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I take some magnesium when I wake up. I take it at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I take it before bed. So yeah, I have to set alarms for my vitamins sometimes. Alice, you're okay. 3 cups of coffee is, as long as how do you feel? You feel jittery and now if your sodium's low, you might feel dizzy. And if your magnesium is really low, you might get crampy. Question, pregnant 23 weeks, congratulations. This morning, fasting morning glucose was 68, usually in the 70s, felt totally fine, expected it to be in the 80s. Is this okay? Yes, if you feel good, you're okay. If you start to feel off, go in and nibble on something. If you have cheese, that's perfect because it just has a little bit of carbs in it, and that's enough to get your blood sugar up a little bit. Your next best bet would be protein. Fat really isn't going to jump it up too much. So if you feel fine, you're fine. But congratulations. My daughter is also pregnant, and I'm very excited to have a carnivore grandbaby. But yeah, you're good. Oh, Dennis, I'm so sorry. But I'm not hungry. I can easily do a 16 to 36 hour fast. Yeah, that's hard. I don't know. This is something that stuck with me when I first started. Dr. Berry answered a question because, my stomach was smaller. He said, eat until you can't take another bite and then eat 2 more bites. I know it's not what you want to feel. And it's not a bloated feeling. It's just like, oh my God, I couldn't possibly eat any more. And I will say it did help my stomach. So just start, instead of adding more meals since you're really not hungry, when you get to that point where you can't eat anymore, stuff in 2 more bites. Just get it in there. Banana Bob, my doc says my pancreas has stopped. She wants to put me on insulin. No way. Or do I have to? Banana Bob, are you in Mighty Networks on Dr. Berry's site? Let me know. If you are, you need to send me a message because I have so many follow-up questions for this question that they might get lost in here, and I want to be able to answer you properly if I can. I don't normally answer questions about medication, but if your blood sugar isn't spiking too bad, like what is your A1C? This is why I want to know if you're on the site because I have a lot of questions right now. Bob Miller here on my wife's computer. Hey, Bob. I'm 78 years old. DM2 since 2004, full carnivore since October 8th. I tapered my humulin from 39 twice a day to 20 units twice a day. Blood sugar is steady. How do I taper to 0? I'm going to answer as much of this question as I possibly can. Because there's medication in it. Get as close to 0 carb as you can, because you want to stop those spikes and the need for insulin. Carnivore is probably best. As far as tapering down, or if you'll be able to, that's a question for Dr. Berry or your doctor, because obviously if you no longer need the medication, you shouldn't be taking it. That's dangerous. So if you can get to a point where you don't need it anymore, then that's going to be great. So I would get as close to 0 carb as you possibly can. How much protein should you have in a day? That's a good question, Susan, and something that women ask a lot, and a lot of times are told not too much, and I completely disagree with that. Your muscle on your body is just as valuable as a man's, and they'll never tell a man to eat less protein. I don't know why they tell us that. So I am a big supporter of women eating protein and fat. We've been told all our lives, avoid the fat. Fat makes you fat. That's not true. We've been told, don't eat too much protein. You'll get bulky like a man. That's impossible. We don't make enough testosterone to do that. We do not get bulky. I did a couple of months of CrossFit and weight training. I do not look like a professional bodybuilder at all. And I did put on quite a bit of muscle because I had nothing after I left the plant diet. So yeah, when I flex, I have some muscle, but I am not, hulkish. I will not personally go below 100 grams of protein a day. I usually get somewhere around 120 to 150 grams of protein. I go by 1 gram of protein per goal weight or lean body mass. So if I want to be X amount of pounds, I'm going to eat that in protein, so that whether I'm building muscle or trying to keep what I already have on my body, I can, and it's not going to go anywhere. When you start under eating protein, your body can go to breaking down your muscle to use for energy, and you don't want to do that. That's why protein is very important and fat is very important, because as a fat burner, you're going to be using that to as your energy. And you're also going to hear some people say that if you have fat to lose, you shouldn't eat too much fat. That's wrong too. I don't think I've ever dropped down past 100 grams of fat in a day. In fact, I'm more higher, like where my protein is. And sometimes I crave butter, and I've eaten over 200 grams of protein in a day, and I still lost fat. Fat is a symptom of a dysfunction in the body. If you no longer have dysfunction, you're going to let go of that fat. Your body is going to be getting in so much nutrition that it's not going to be afraid that it's never going to have an energy source. So it's just going to let it all go. So hopefully that answered your question. Don't go below 100. I would not do that. I'd go up more. So if you want to be like 125 pounds, then eat 125 grams of protein. More is not going to hurt you either. Am I a weaver? Yes, I guess I am. I like making blankets, and I recently got into baby clothes. Okay, Banana Bob, please help. My A1C was 13 2 months ago, okay? Will be checked again soon. Blood sugars are still mid to high 100s. That's not bad at all. On METF 1000 2 times a day. Doc says my pancreas has stopped. Am I dying? I don't do you feel like you're dying? I'm so sorry, but I cannot properly answer this. I am not a doctor. I'm a health coach. I'm not even sure what that medication is. I wouldn't. I would like to think you're not dying. I mean, what did your doctor say when he said your pancreas has stopped? I mean, he must have said something after that. And I didn't notice in the comments. Are you a part of Dr. Berry's group or? Bob, 6 cups a day. Are you jittery? I would be jittery with heavy whipping cream. Well, as long as the heavy whipping cream is not affecting you, you should be okay. Okay, Bob says it's metformin. Honestly, if your doctor didn't say anything after telling you that your pancreas stopped, I mean, did he tell you you only have a week to live? I mean, I don't. Maybe he's trying to scare you. I don't know. You need to find a way to ask Dr. Berry if you can. There's a Monday Night Live tomorrow, and then he does a live on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I would ask that as soon as possible. Unfortunately, as a coach, I cannot answer that question. But I don't, you said your blood sugars were in the hundreds. That's really not that bad, especially if you had an A1C of 13. That's not all that bad. So you're on the right track. Here we go. We have somebody who is more knowledgeable on that. If your pancreas is stopped, you would need to be on insulin. Okay, so don't stop taking your medication until you have been told that you can stop your medication. And if your A1C is coming down, they have to adjust your medication or you can have some really bad consequences. Renee, where is a good place to learn about thyroid? I have multinodular goiter. I don't think I have any thyroid symptoms, but I do have pressure in my throat. Endocrinologist appointment in January. Okay, Renee, first of all, are you taking any iodine? If not, then I would get J. Crow's Lugol's 2% iodine and have 1 to 2 drops per day. A goiter, from what I understand from Dr. Brownstein and also the book, The Iodine Crisis, if you have a goiter, you need iodine. I would get the books Iodine, Why You Need It and Why You Can't Live Without It by Dr. Brownstein. And Lynn Farrow has a book called The Iodine Crisis, in which she follows Dr. Brownstein's protocol for iodine. And you'll get a lot of information on thyroid, as well as labs for your thyroid. And the iodine protocol is all outlined in both books. So those are 2 really good sources to start off with. I don't know if Dr. Brownstein has a YouTube, like a full YouTube channel, but if you do search him on YouTube, you will find interviews that he has done. Also, Dr. Elizabeth Bright does talk about iodine, and she is pretty knowledgeable on it. If you want to search for her videos, I think she does have a YouTube. Hey Bob, would the fasting insulin detect if your pancreas is oh, that one's for that banana Bob. Okay. Let's see. Is a nodule the same thing as a quarter on your thyroid? I'm not sure. I have never seen an actual nodule. I have seen pictures of somebody with a goiter. You could try looking it up on Google. I mean, not all of Google is full of lies. Usually, if you want to get that kind of information, it's mostly true. Well, it looks like I got all caught up. Now, my question is, did I miss anybody? Because that can happen when the comments are scrolling. If I did miss your question, please put it in again and I will answer it if I can. So, what is everybody doing on this lovely Sunday? Arizona is perfect. It is 70 degrees today. I have the doors open. It's nice. In fact, it was warmer in my house than it was outside because in the summertime you have to run your ACs at like 77 degrees. Otherwise, the AC will be on all day long and your electric bills will be astronomical. So for it to be cooler outside is lovely, and then I can just open the doors and save money on my electric. Oh, Elle, you're so sweet. Thanks. It has been 67. You know, sometimes I like overcast days. Star was painting watercolor most of the day and smelling a pot rose. Ooh. Tonight, we are celebrating my oldest daughter's birthday and we are taking her to Texas Longhorn. I'll give you two guesses what I'm going to eat, but you're only going to need one. She turned 29. I have a 29-year-old child, and that's still kind of amazing to me a little bit. It doesn't feel like it's been 29 years since she was a baby. I want to try watercolor. I really do. It's so pretty. A star, a steak as big as my head. Close. And you know what? I don't think I could hold it up and compare it to the size of my head, but it will be the 20-ounce ribeye. Lisa, so close. Oh, Star, you're cute. Thank you. No, I'm not 29. I have 3 adult children. I haven't been 29 in a long time. Yeah, so close. But no, it's always ribeye. It's always ribeye. Overcast where L is too. Alberta. Where in that is Canada? Is that like over New York in the middle or over by Alaska? Because my husband is in the Alaska area part of Canada right now. He goes back and forth between Alaska and Washington, and he says it's extremely cold right now. Over Montana. Okay, so that's kind of in the middle-ish. Yeah, right? Yeah. Cloudy and rainy where Anita is. Snuggle inside, yes. Star, again, you are an absolute angel. That's so sweet. Thank you very much. And it's 39 degrees. My bad. Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate it. I definitely don't feel old, but on the plant diet, I felt ancient and my skin looked horrible. It was really dry. I had these deep, deep wrinkles because it was so dry. It was also kind of like this pale color. And even if I went out in the sun, I couldn't tan because I was so loaded with probably seed oils and all kinds of garbage. And I had no iron. So yeah, I looked like death. I felt like death. It was horrible. Now my skin is soft and pliable and carnivore rocks. Meat heals. Eat your fat. It's wonderful. Ah, Monica's waiting for her babies. Lisa, isn't it the same thing though? I mean, they're both from the ribs, right? Yeah, same cut. See? Florida's beautiful. Western Canada, BC is last province west of us in Alaska. Okay. Monica's waiting for her babies. Dennis is outside with a fire. That sounds nice. Maybe I'll start up the fire pit this year, but we gotta wait till winter because that's when it's coldest. And I think even the people up north would kind of laugh at us if they knew what temperature we consider cold. Papa C, you folks really need to give this a serious effort. It's amazing how many things get fixed. I was dying. Yep. I have to agree with that 100%. I, I, I was dying. I was dying. Like I felt the life leaving me every day that I was on that diet. And thank God I came to my senses. Sorry, I had cheese yesterday. My bad. I'm glad I came to my senses and said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Something has to change or I'm not going to make it. And that might sound dramatic, but I think anybody who's been on a whole food plant based diet gets to that point will tell you something feels really wrong. Like it was wrong. You would think that Minnesota would be cloudy and cold, but today here in the Twin Cities, we've been enjoying beautiful sunny skies and mid 50s temperatures. Nice. See, I can still handle mid 50s too. It's not bad. Maybe a flannel weather. Oh, Star, I'm sorry. And I know exactly how you felt. I know. Ha! That's usually me all year. Like winter in the daytime in Arizona, yeah, I can wear shorts and we don't call I grew up in Hawaii, so we don't call them flip flops. We call them slippers because you slip your feet into them. But yeah, I can wear any kind of open toed shoes uh, here in Arizona. At night is a different story, or early in the morning, it's really cold. But as soon as that sun comes out, even if it's a cool breeze blowing, yeah, you can wear shorts. You can wear short sleeves. It's nice. Perfect. All right, guys, we got 15 more minutes. What else you got for me? Bring it. Yeah, I have to agree with this. I was desperate. I was desperate. I, sorry, that's my ice maker. I was at the point where I dreaded eating. I did not want to eat. I was scared to eat because I knew that I would have excruciating pain in my stomach. And so that's why I was willing to give carnivore a try. One, because I was absolutely done with plants, and meat is the opposite of plants. And then two, I needed I needed to get away from that. And it was wonderful to eat a meal and it wasn't painful. Of course, it took a little time for my digestion to kind of get over the plant diet, but I didn't care. I didn't care that I had to stay close to a toilet because my stomach no longer hurt and my intestines no longer hurt. So I was on board. Yeah, talk about no energy. Sleeping all day or all night, full 8 hours, sometimes 8.5, wake up tired, no energy to function normally. And then sometime in the middle of the day, around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I would sleep for an hour or two, wake up, still tired, never felt rested, never had energy. I don't know why I stayed on it as long as I did. Maybe I thought, it's the healthiest diet. Healing is coming anytime now. Plants aren't going to save you. Now, if you ask me that question about meat, 100% meat is going to save you. I am a convert. Hey, Bob, what's up? It is so nice to have you here. I wonder, you know what I need to do? I need, what I need to do. Where's Bob? Bob. It's so nice to have you here. There you go. Bob gets a blue wrench. If you guys don't watch Bob's channel, I highly suggest you go and watch Bob's channel. I'm inspired every time I watch it. And he makes such good, informative videos for everyday people like us. If you're thinking about starting keto or carnivore, go and watch those videos. He will break down everything for you in these nice little chunks. All of his videos are nice little chunks, and you'll learn everything. And then if you're wondering if what he's saying is true, well, then you can back up all of his videos by watching Dr. Berry's videos, and then you'll know. Bob knows his crap. He's got it. 45-degree rain, Bob. Oh, thank you, Star. You're so sweet. Did you have any issues with losing hair? Yes. I got to the point somewhere around month, I think it was 6. I was OMAD at this point. I was eating enough. I wasn't going below 100 grams of protein, but I was shedding fat fast. And, so my hair started shedding because that's a stress, whether it's something good or not, it's a stress on the body. So, yeah, I shed some, but, it didn't take long for the little baby hairs to start sprouting out, and they're pretty decent length now. So yeah, I mean, it's getting pretty full, but I'm gonna keep my hair short for a while so those tiny little hairs can catch up. Yeah, this is a common ratio for people to follow. Did my hair fall out for months? I don't remember. I think it lasted at least a couple of months. Like I was like, oh my God, if this doesn't stop soon, I'm not gonna have any hair left. But I think as women, because it's our hair, we tend to get a little dramatic. As you can see, I still have hair. But yeah, I did freak out at one point a little bit, but I made sure that my protein stayed above 100 at all costs. Usually I was well above that, but keeping that protein is important because hair is 90% protein. You need it to build more hair. How much difference is there between beef and lamb nutritional value? Not much. Not much. Hey, Twin Brooks. Nice to see you. Uh, there, of course, there's going to be slight variations. I mean, you could try and do a search on Google, um, like nutritional differences between beef and lamb. Something might pop up. But they both eat grass. Hmm, yeah, I can't give you a straight answer on that one. They're always going to have slight variations, but taste is very similar. Uh, so I mean, it can't be that different. How long was it when you realized carnivore was for you? A week, if that. Honestly, day 2 or 3 to eat as much as I was eating and have absolutely zero stomach distress. I was like, okay, I, I'm pretty much sold. And my sleep was a little disturbed at that point because I was detoxing from sugar, and my body is all like, what the heck is going on? And so I would wake up in the middle of the night. I would have to go empty out my bladder because it was completely full. I was shedding all of that water weight. Um, so in some ways, it was a little bit miserable because of those things, but I wasn't stopping. I wasn't stopping. I was like, this might be uncomfortable, and I might be a little tired because my sleep kept getting interrupted, but I wasn't quitting. And at the end of the first week, I was like, I'm eating this way forever. And every day that I was carnivore just reinforced that statement because I felt better every single day. Every single day was something more. It's hard to put into words how wonderfully amazing that is. And the only way to experience it is to try it for yourself, because, I mean, I could tell you how wonderful it is until I'm blue in the face, and that won't mean anything to you, but if you tried it and you felt it and experienced it yourself, then it's like, "Whoa." So, if any of you are out there watching and you're on the fence, just try it for 30 days. You will hurt nothing just trying it for 30 days, and then you'll understand what we're all talking about. We're not crazy. Yeah, Star had to nap all the time. It's horrible. And it's supposed to be, so life-giving, so healthy, give you all this energy and that's not. Oh, Rich means he's a moderator. I'm a moderator for his channel, and so I felt it was only fair that I give him a blue wrench for mine. What is it called? Semi-retired Bob. If you're talking to me, I hope you're talking to me. Ah, and there we go. There's the info for Bob's channel. I get how you feel. Yeah. Sometimes I blush when Bob talks about me, and it's like, oh, you're so sweet. Keep it down. Yeah, they look like they're easier and they're smaller. And I know Dr. Berry makes it look much easier, and I don't know, but that's the way I think. I think the smaller the animal, the easier they are. I wouldn't mind having sheep one day. Maybe we'll get our own in, but right now all we have is chickens. Oh, Lisa, I'm sorry. I'm cutting out. I am not on the laptop today. Not on the laptop. I refuse to do it. I am on my computer. It is corded. So there's a direct link to the Wi-Fi. If I am cutting out, I don't know. I have problems with my internet. It's usually really good. Oh, yes. Go Dawn. You will not be disappointed. Oh, why should you blush? It's true, unless Dr. Fung is in the room. You're so sweet. Yeah. No, yeah, I don't know. I've always been a quiet person. I've always been shy. I'm like the last person at the party that opens up and talks to people. Never huge on attention, but I don't know. A little bit of that changed when I went carnivore, and I just thought to myself, you know what? Everybody needs to know about this. Everybody should feel this good. So hence why I have a YouTube now, but I guess I'm not one to, like, overly promote it or anything like that. If somebody happens to stumble on it, like I stumbled on Dr. Berry, that would be perfect, and to be able to help one person, that's that would be that would be very awesome to me, to be able to share with just one more person what the proper human diet has done for me. Of course, I wanna reach more people than that, but yeah, if it even if it was just one person, is worth it. Okay, Lisa, I won't lean back or turn my head. I'll stay right here. Don't tell Bob on this channel, but I watched quite a few of his vids. I remember some of them, I think. Yeah, Bob's doing great work. He pumps out videos. I'm jealous. But it's good. He's reaching a lot of people, and that's what's important. But, he just pumps out the content, and there's something for everybody to watch, and I hope that I could maybe start uploading half of that at least. Um, Maybe one day. Oh, my magnesium alarm just but, are you using a wireless mic or connection? No, my connection is wired, and my mic is attached to my camera, so, no, I'm not that fancy. Go Papa C. Huzzah. And that's what I want for my parents. I know my dad's really concerned about dementia and Alzheimer's because his mother had it when she passed, and so that's a fear for him. He does not want it to end up that way. So I keep telling him, I was like, "Look, you need to clean up your diet. You need to stop messing around. If you're serious and that's not how you want to end up, then you really need to start paying attention to your health." And I'm gonna keep bugging him because that's what he told me he wants. So if that's what he wants, then he knows what he needs to do. Bye, Don. I found carnivore 2 a.m. when I happened onto your live with Elle. Are you the one? Are you the one person that I got into carnivore? I hope so. Oh my gosh. You just made my whole like the whole rest of my year. I'm so glad you are doing carnivore, and it was because of a video you saw with me in it. See, it's all worth it. Much healing to you and for all of you. Hopefully more people stumble on, but to actually see that, that's really awesome. I'm gonna cry a little bit, but it's just gonna be in my eyes. I'm good. Okay, no, now they're realtors. And I've cried them myself because of how much I've healed. And sometimes when I think of Dr. Berry, I cry. But to see that, it is my absolute pleasure. I'm so glad you feel better. That's why it's worth it. So because before I get too ugly, it's 4 o'clock. I'm gonna go. Um, I wish all of you good health. And remember to eat when you're hungry and eat till you're full. I'm sorry, Star. I'm gonna go before I make anybody else cry. I love you all. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you next time.